city, Chicago. And somewhere in that city, a silent, abandoned place, there was a hotel, the Grand Hollow Hotel. When night would fall, the streets would empty, and a strange silence would descend. This was no ordinary hotel. Inside this hotel was room 309. People said something lived in that room. You couldn't see it, but you could always feel it. Many people stayed there, and then were never seen again. One day, Jack arrived, a young vlogger who made videos visiting haunted places. He wasn't afraid. Or maybe he should have been. As he stepped inside the hotel, something felt strange, like someone was watching. At the reception sat an old woman with serious, heavy eyes, silent. Jack smiled and said, "I need a room." The woman opened the register and said quietly, "Room 309 is available, but it would be better if you took another room." Jack gave a light laugh. "That's exactly the room I came for." The woman looked at him as if she wanted to say something more, but went silent and handed him the key. The room seemed normal: a bed, an old phone, a mirror, and a window that opened only into darkness. Jack set up his camera, started recording. "Tonight, I am in the room from which people vanish." The night grew deeper, and at exactly midnight, the phone in the room rang. Jack picked it up. On the other end, only silence. Then, a faint sound of breathing. "Hello?" No answer came. Jack set the phone down, but in his chest, an unease began to rise. A few moments later, the phone rang again. "Leave this place while you still can." Jack told himself someone was playing a prank. He kept recording. He walked toward the bathroom, looked into the mirror, and felt someone standing behind him. He spun around. Nothing. He turned back to the mirror, and this time, he clearly saw a woman. White clothing, disheveled hair, and a face blurred. Jack's breath stopped. He turned quickly. No one was there. And at that very moment, the lights in the room went out. The entire room was swallowed in complete darkness. Jack turned on his phone's flashlight, moved toward the door. The door was locked. He pushed hard, but it would not open. The phone rang 3 times. With shaking hands, Jack picked it up. "I died here, and now you are not alone." On the walls, strange marks began to appear, as if someone had written with their fingers. Slowly, words formed. "Help me." Jack screamed, trying to break the door. Nothing worked. Then his camera, on its own, began recording. On the screen, that same woman standing directly behind Jack. Jack still hadn't realized. Slowly, the woman began extending her hand toward Jack's shoulder. And just as her hand was about to touch him, Jack suddenly turned around. The camera fell to the floor. In the video, only Jack's scream was heard. And then, the next morning, hotel staff passed by the room. No sound from inside. Door shut. When the door was broken open, the room was empty. Jack was nowhere. Only his camera lay on the floor. Police reviewed the footage. Everything was recorded, but there was one strange thing. At the very end of the video, the screen went black. A few seconds later, a phone rang. And then, a new voice said, "Next." After that day, the hotel was shut down. But some people say, if you go near that hotel at night, even today, you can still hear a phone ringing. And if you pick it up, you may never come back.